I think there's a lot of positives to take away from the game today. I think that we created a lot of high quality chances, which we've been struggling with probably in the past couple of games. I think the most important thing, though, is we continue to give up limited amount of chances to the opponent, and that's going to be very important for us moving forward.
With the world of football always on its toes, certain names constantly grab headlines. Among them is USMNT star Tyler Adams, who's been creating ripples in the Premier League. But recently, there's been a conspicuous silence around his appearances. What's been keeping Tyler Adams off the pitch? Let's find out. Tyler Adams is a soccer sensation hailing from the USA, currently dazzling the crowds at Premier League's Leeds United and leading the US national team as its captain. Want a brief dive into his journey? At just 16, Tyler kickstarted his career with New York Red Bulls U. A season later, he was rubbing shoulders with the big guns at the New York Red Bulls first team. The path was upwards and onwards for this young talent as he jetted off to Germany with RB Leipzig in January 2019. After putting on quite a show there, he made a significant move to Leeds United in July 2022. While club football has been eventful for Tyler, his international career has been nothing short of meteoric. From representing the US at various youth levels, he climbed the ladder to make his mark in the senior team in 2017. And guess what? In 2022, Tyler's exceptional skills on the field were recognized with the US Soccer Player of the Year award. It's no surprise then that at a ripe age of 24, he's already steering the US national team as its captain under coach Greg Berhalter. Tyler Adams, the dynamic midfielder who was a shining beacon for Leeds United, found himself grappling with a hamstring injury he picked up during a training session right before the thrilling 4-2 triumph against Wolves on March 18. This unforeseen setback caused quite a stir in the football community. Picture this, an integral player like Adams, sidelined just as his team needed him the most. The timing was incredibly unfortunate. Leeds, already teetering on the brink, were eventually relegated by the end of the season, and Adams, who might have made a difference, missed the last 14 crucial matches. Coincidence? Some fans might argue otherwise. In fact, some insiders even claim that his absence played a significant role in Leeds' downturn. The gravity of the injury was evident when Phil Shea from The Athletic highlighted that Adams would face an extended absence, and he wasn't wrong. The American superstar had to undergo a non-invasive operation on his hamstring, as reported by Sky Sports. To add salt to the wound, Adams had to withdraw from his duties with the US national team, which certainly wasn't easy for a player of his caliber. The summer brought more uncertainty. Leeds' new manager, Daniel Farke, during the preseason, dropped hints that Adams might not kick a ball in a competitive match until after September. On August 10, Farke mentioned, he is still 3 weeks away from team training. He is in the final stages of rehab, adding that even after recovery, Tyler would need a few weeks to be back to gain match fitness. But wait, here's where the plot thickens. Just when the world was sympathizing with Leeds and Adams, Chelsea, the London Giants, made their move. There was some chatter suggesting Farke's comments might have been strategic, perhaps hoping to deter Chelsea's interest. A classic case of mind games in football. Now, with Adams almost set to wear Chelsea's iconic blue, questions swirl around Stamford Bridge. Will his injury cast a shadow over his debut for the Blues, or will Chelsea's medical team work their magic to ensure he's fit and ready? Picture this, Tyler Adams, having transitioned smoothly from RB Leipzig to Leeds United, was setting the Premier League alight. Under the guidance of Jesse Marsch and later Javi Gracia, he strutted out 26 times for Leeds during that season, quickly cementing himself as one of the standout performers for the Lilywhites. It's no surprise fans were chanting his name, especially after some stellar displays in the heart of the park. But fate, as it sometimes does in the world of sports, threw a curveball. During his absence, Leeds found the going tough, scraping together just 8 points, which played a part in their heartbreaking relegation. Yet, it wasn't just Leeds feeling the void. The US national team had to soldier on without their midfield maestro. Key matches in the CONCACAF Nations League against Grenada and El Salvador in March went by without Adams. And yes, he also missed the pulsating semifinals and finals in June. The Gold Cup in July? Adams was a notable absentee there too. Stepping into those gigantic shoes, however, was Yunus Musa, who didn't disappoint, helping the US clinch the nation's league title. The buzz now, word on the street, is that if Adams' training goes smoothly, he might just make a return. Iraola hinted, if he trains well today, maybe Tyler could join the squad. He's eager to contribute, and we'll decide after today's session. But here's hoping he's fit enough, even if it's just for a spot on the bench. Everyone's got their fingers crossed for this midfield dynamo's comeback. This midfield dynamo has been on quite a journey lately. After a roller coaster spell with Leeds, he's now donning the jersey of Bournemouth, and fans are buzzing with anticipation. Adams faced a rough patch recently, nursing what he describes as the most major injury of his career. But you know what they say about silver linings. His injury gave him time to reflect and recover. Sharing his experience, Adams mentioned, "Yeah, there's been a lot of ups and downs. I got a little too eager early on, feeling good and making a hasty return, which led to a bit of a setback. But the summer was different. It brought progress, and I'm raring to influence games from the pitch soon." Leeds have been home for Adams for a short while, but following their relegation, whispers about him wanting a change of scenery grew louder. And while a move to Chelsea seemed almost written in the stars, fate had other plans. Chelsea's interest waned as they shifted their focus to Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia, even with Liverpool lurking in the shadows. But as one door closed, another opened wide. Bournemouth, with Andoni Iraola at the helm, welcomed Adams as their 8th signing of the transfer window. The club's chief executive, Neil Blake, couldn't contain his enthusiasm, stating, "Tyler's addition speaks volumes about our club's ambition. For a young lad of 24, his experience is commendable. We've been fans for a long time, and having him choose Bournemouth, despite interest from others, showcases our vision." In terms of numbers, Bournemouth didn't hesitate to splurge. They shook hands with Leeds on a deal estimated around £23 million, plus some juicy add-ons. And for those who love specifics, Tyler's move to the Premier League's Bournemouth cost a neat £20 million, that is $25 million. Not one to keep fans waiting, Adams made his presence felt as he stepped onto the pitch for Bournemouth. Making his debut as a 70th-minute substitute, he played his part in sealing a smooth 2-0 win against second-tier Stoke City. What a way to announce his arrival. However, Adams' shift wasn't the only major change at Leeds. It seemed like the American essence was fading away from the club. Jess Marsh, once the commander-in-chief, found himself out of the managerial role by February. To add to that, Brendan Aronson took his talents on loan to Union Berlin, and Weston McKennie decided it was time to reunite with Juventus. Now, with his health back on track and the Premier League's hustle and bustle ahead, Adams has set his sights on helping Bournemouth steer clear of relegation. And if you're marking your calendar, don't miss his performance against Arsenal. The U.S. national team star is poised to make waves and build on his impressive debut. Tyler Adams, with his talent and tenacity, has certainly carved a niche for himself in the football world. From Leeds to Bournemouth, from triumphs to setbacks, his journey has been nothing short of cinematic. As fans eagerly await his next move on the pitch, one thing remains certain. Adams is a force to be reckoned with, a player whose influence is felt even in his absence. His story reminds us of the highs and lows, challenges and comebacks that shape every sportsperson's career. And as Tyler sets his sights on new horizons, the football community will be watching, always cheering for the young dynamo. Reflecting on Tyler's journey, it makes one ponder, doesn't it? If you were in his boots, how would you handle such intense pressure and setbacks? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into Tyler Adams' world, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.